try to treat it like a criminal offense in a trial. They didn't try it like they weren't just like kill him like black people usually would.
Yeah.
They treated it like we're gonna hold the mirror until we fucking figure out what happened.
Yes, we're gonna get
And
to the
they
fucking
try to get
bottom
to the
of this,
bottom of
and
it,
then we're
and
gonna
we're obviously
dispense
guilty.
justice.
Yeah, like there was it was structured a little bit. Even as drunk and shitty on tubes as they were. I will give them that. I will give them that they tried to do that. But we definitely broke their shackles.
It was probably their downfall, really.
It really
That
was,
way.
yeah. It really was.
Yeah.
If they would have been like fucking destroy them now, they would have definitely won.
It got them to eat a couple more paddles before you fucked off.
I think the reason for that was because there's a dead body involved like moments earlier, maybe like hours earlier.
Yeah.
And it kind of like, you know, it brought the judicial sensibility to them. But luckily, our quick wit and fast violence destroyed that.
Did the Australians that put you on trial, did they know the previous Australians that you found the dead body with? Like, were they together at all?
Oh yeah. They were definitely fucking part of the same gaggle of geese, as you would say. But they were separated through current, I think, and who started first.
Okay.
Yeah, the strong versus the weak, which means that your encounter was with the strong. It was the
It was
weak
with the
that were
strong
all
for sure. They were
concerned
the
over
first.
the
They were
dead
the
body.
starters. Yeah, they were the ones who were like, let's get in the river right now.
Fucking the
So,
keeners.
so those guys that found the dead body, they were just there.
We found the dead body.
Yeah.
Actually, no, hold on. It was the Australians who found the dead body, but we were the ones who had the ability to investigate
get
with the
there.
canoe because they had floaties. They were on floaties, right? They just float along the river. They could. They had paddle power with their hands and feet, but we were able to like go and investigate.
Not gonna lie, man. Seeing that kind of body would freak me the fuck out. Like, oh, that would ruin my day, dude. I'm not gonna
Why?
lie. Dude, I don't want to see that. Like, then, like, you have to close your eyes and see that now.
That's the way she goes. I can still see his face, 100%.
I
Eaten by
know.
fish.
Like that shit.
Or
That
what was
shit.
left of it.
Yeah, like I don't want that memory. I don't
Yeah, but
have
like,
that memory.
do you know what it instilled in me? Is like, don't go kayaking by yourself, you fucking stupid fuck.
It's actually quite amazing because obviously we're here in Canada when you get other people coming here and they're doing stupid stuff in nature that like we as Canadians we know would never do. Like going out in the wilderness by yourself, dealing with kind of animals like they're pets and like not wild animals. Like when you hear about the Chinese person getting mauled by a bear because they wanted a picture with it, like how do you not laugh
Of course.
at such a tragedy because it's so stupid?
The
Like,
only
Well, for one,
tragedy
because it's not
there
a
is that
tragedy.
the
It's
bear
fucking,
is going to be fucking
it's
put down for
comic
mauling a
genius.
person.
For
well,
one, like comedy doesn't write itself often, but it always does in
it
its own
writes
way.
it. The best comedy does write itself. I will say
It does
that.
write itself. Like
Yeah.
the best comedy does write itself in a way, and that's fucking hilarious. Like if you really want to get sexually assaulted to the point of death by a bear, then go and try and take a picture with
Go
one.
get a selfie with a bear. Like that.
Like that's
Have you ever
funny.
seen that Grizzly Man movie? That's
Oh
one of the
man, that's
best
one of the
movies.
funniest things
It's
ever.
one
It's
of the
one of the
best.
funniest things
Yeah,
ever.
I fully agree. Like you cannot help if you have any sort of like humor bone. Like obviously, like the
Do you know
whole.
where do you know where those do you know where those people come from? They don't come from BC, but they go to BC. And those are the people who have the mind and like the ideological fucking sense of people from British Columbia who fucking go there and think they're fucking sensible.
Yeah.
Like every single person who I know from or around BC in a sense has that little bit in them to fucking go and try and hold a bear and love the bear and be part of that world. And then they get, literally sexually assaulted, rip their fucking heads apart, eating their brains, like suck the brain out of
Oh
their
yeah.
fucking open skull. Like that's great. That's how natural selection works. And I'm a big
You
proponent of
you
that.
always have been. That's for sure. But like it is amazing. Like that
People that
that
dumb
someone would put
shouldn't
them.
breed.
Well, and that's just it. Like it's so dumb that you're like it's it's hard to get like sad about it. Like, and like I'm an empathetic person. I can't even help it. I hear tragedies and I'm like, but that one, how do you not?
Russ
I
Parkinson, you
love
are the greatest
it.
person I ever met in my entire life as far as like having a good disposition in life and being a good person.
No,
You
I
are.
get you. I get you.
You are.
Well, I
And I've
appreciate
seen you
that.
up north. I've met you up north at a weird camp one time.
That was
Fucking
so funny.
laughed about that. I heard your laugh, and I was like,
know.
"There's no way somebody else laughs like Russ."
I
And I
know.
fucking literally came
You
and found you.
You did. You did find me from the laugh at friggin' 5 in the morning and friggin' some butt fucking
That's kind of
restaurant.
an incredible story, Russ.
I know it is. It is. I hadn't seen a familiar face in months, and for you to
Dude,
walk
like,
in that day,
dude,
You told me that story like literally
I could
2
have just
days ago.
walked on.
yeah,
I could have just walked on,
yeah,
but I heard your laugh, and I
yeah.
was like, "That's Russ." I was like, where the fuck is Russ right now here
Yeah, no, my laugh is
in
something
Red
that people.
Earth?
Yeah.
Where in the fuck is Russ in Red Earth right now? There's no fucking way. I
Yeah.
honestly said, to myself, I said, I'm gonna investigate, but there's no fucking way it's Russ.
And here I was, friggin' sitting with a bunch
There
of
he was eating fucking
jabronis,
eggs and
something, yeah,
having some
laughing
fucking
away.
French toast. Some
And I
French
friggin' man,
toast.
I worked with some real jerks there too, but I wouldn't let them bring me down. Like there was, man, dealing with some people up there.
Don't get me started about
I
those
know,
motherfuckers.
like I get like honest the
You were a
people I
surveyor, dude. You were
yeah,
like Bud Light.
I absolutely
I was like
fully agree.
straight fucking Irish vodka.
Yeah, no, there it was a different like I dealt with weirdos and I was in like the softest weirdo position being with surveyors. Like
The drillers, man.
yeah, the
That was
drillers are
fucking.
crazy.
That
Legitimately.
was something else, dude. Fucking
Yeah.
hang out with those guys.
Yeah.
Remember my favorite memory? My favorite memory was this driller I had, and he was a real fucking piece of shit. But I got stuck with him because he was weak and I was strong. So Lyle put us together as a team.
That's
And
annoying.
dude, this is my favorite part. He got everybody riled up at the bar the one night, eh?
Yeah.
And I was like, God, it's time for me to go. I'm out of here. So I left, and it was in Whitecourt. And I go to bed in my room that we're sharing. We're sharing a room, right? So
Yeah.
2 beds. And I remember him fucking just screaming, crying, trying to get into the room, like ran away from all these people. He's like, let me in, please, help me. And I just pretended I was asleep and just listened to him get the shit kicked out of him in front of the fucking door. And I remember just like being wide awake laughing, you know. And then once they'd all left and he'd been beat up, I just like kind of like stumbled over and opened the door for him, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on, man?" That was my favorite thing ever. I just like because I couldn't beat the fuck out of him, right? But I
Yeah.
had such a good time listening to somebody else beat the fuck out of him.
Oh, no doubt. I like
That was
one of the
so evil of me though. Like I remember like just snickering in bed as he's just getting kicked in the face.
oh,
He was beat up bad too, man. Like he was beat the fuck up.
well, he was just talking shit in the bar and just
Well, he's just a fucking loser, man. Like he really was like a real fucking like he was a genuine piece of fucking garbage.
yeah, there's lots of those people out there. I remember like some of the worst things I had to do because I was the responsible one that like and trying and like was trying to like make this work. I didn't want to be up here forever. I didn't want to like have to do this wasn't my deal. So like when like I got called at like 3 in the morning one night to drive like an hour and a half to Grand Prairie to get these guys that were all arrested by the cops for friggin' drinking and driving and soliciting prostitution. They got their car impounded because they were all
How
drinking and
convenient for
driving.
you, Russ. You weren't involved in that.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that
what happened
scandal.
was the next day, like we were trying to leave. Like our job was almost done, and these fucking guys went off and just fucked around. And like if they all got put away, like I was gonna be there with friggin' this guy Ryan surveying for the next month because like we had 7 of our guys all get arrested in one night, like 3 nights before the job's supposed to end. And so it still didn't matter anyway because I went and got them. They all like half of them got fired and we were still end up being there longer than we were supposed to, and it was just ugh. And I just remembered thinking like, man, I do not want to be here. Like, I cannot be around these kind of people, and it's so And there's so much money. Like that's the other thing that's really weird. You're around a lot of really not good people who have a lot of money, and like money rules things, and like these people are all bored, and there's no, in a sense,
I think the best part of that, Russ, is that they all have money, but they have nothing else. They just have money.
they have money. That's it, and
There's
and a
nothing
bunch
else they have.
yeah, like no life either. Like this is their
Well, that's
life.
what I mean. It's like they just have
Like
money and that's it. And like whenever they go to spend their money, like they treat it the same way. Like they
Yeah.
have money, but they have nothing else. And it's
Yeah.
so destructive, man.
Oh,
To only have money,
yeah.
to only have money and nothing else is such a destructive lifestyle.
Like you can't help but mentally deteriorate in that
Oh,
scenario,
dude, I've been
right?
around that for like at least a decade of my life, man. Whenever I was in my 20s,
Yeah.
my whole 20s was being around people who had so much money, but
And you were
nothing else.
so generous, like with your money too. I remember, like you've always been so generous because like it's not something like that was, yeah, like you just got so used to almost spending when you were younger. Um,
Well,
and it
what
was
purpose do
always,
I have to have it? Like, what purpose
yeah,
do I have to have the money? Like, what purpose do I have? Like, what is my purpose to have this money?
yeah. I've
And
never
like,
seen someone be as generous with money as you. Like to be absolutely honest, you are as a rotten a person as you can be. It's so surprising to me how generous you are and how kind you are to the people around you that you actually respect and like. Like it's a weird.
oh, that's why I'm going to heaven, Russ.
Yeah. that, that, like,
I deserve heaven.
We'll see about that.
I deserve heaven.
I deserve. Fuck, you're funny.
I'm good at heart, man. I'm good at heart.
I know
good
you
in every
are,
way.
man. Like I know. I have no doubt that your daughter.
I'm good in every single way there is, but I'm also the worst in every way there is.
It's why it's how I don't understand how you can have such some of these dispositions that you have while still being a very generous and like you're very protective, but I would think that's a quality that I would have too. I consider myself generous, but I've never been able to be in a position where I could be as generous as you, so I can't say that I'm as generous as you because I don't know. I've never been in that position. I like making other people's
You
lives
could have
good.
been. You could have been, but you went back to Ontario and you married that psychopath.
Yeah. You know, decisions are
You could have
made.
been. You could have been the same. You know what? I mean, like, I think you did the right thing whenever you did that.
The
No one
idea
could have
was
fucking predicted that. No one could have predicted that.
No, I obviously if I had thought things were gonna end out the way it was, I wouldn't have done it. Obviously, I wouldn't have stayed up there either. Like I was very wanting to pay off loans, there for a purpose, there for some experience in the field that I was
That's
in.
what it's for. That's what it's for,
Yeah,
man.
and I had to get out when I was out. I was almost because my company was just trying to hook me in and keep me there, and they were throwing stuff at me because they knew I could do the work. Um, and when like up there, money is a big kind of driver. They can throw so much money at you, and you're young, and like, but you have to make a choice of what's kind of important because you are surrendering.
Dude, it's hell. You're literally living in hell,
Yeah,
right? And like
like
that's the difference. Is like they know that they have the money part, and like that's the thing. Is like how much money does it take for you to
what
live
is
in
it
hell?
worth? Like,
What's it worth for you to live in hell?
Yeah,
And that's what it was, and that's what it always will be.
yeah. For me,
I mean, that'll never change.
getting
That'll
out
never
of debt,
change.
getting out of debt, that was worth it for me. I have a very positive experience actually when I
Oh,
think
you
back.
have to dip your heels in hell, man, to
Yeah,
be
I had to
at
get
least
out.
a fucking sensible man.
To at least
You have to dip your
know.
heels in hell to be a sensible man. You
there was
have to.
so there were so many fights that I had to like diffuse even with me, and I had to diffuse it in numerous different ways, whether it was through humiliation, whether it was through re-intimidation, whether it was through all these things. I never got in a fight, but man, on a daily basis, things could be happening where like people are all friggin' worked up or on drugs and they're friggin' just so aggressive and they're looking to fight.
Oh,
And
dude, I've been forced into multiple fights when I was on the service rigs.
yeah, and you would
Uh,
engage. Like I had to disengage because
well,
that's my
no,
stuff.
it's not that I would engage through normal sensibility. It's like okay, here's your time. Here's your time to win. It was more of like months of humiliation and months of being treated poorly, man. And then finally earning your place, right? And
Yeah.
then once you've earned your place, they there's characters who are like, you know, they
So
greenlight you. They
yeah,
greenlight you, and they finally greenlight you against somebody. And then once you're greenlit against somebody, you better fucking win, or you're skidded off the rig, man.
Yeah.
or they're skidded off the rig.
Yeah.
They like you more than they like this person, and you've earned your place.
Yeah.
Now you have to fight for your spot.
It's
And
odd. It's very
I remember my
prison-like.
favorite time ever, man. I just want to tell you this anecdotal story. Was whenever they finally let me fight this this Derrick Ant. I was a roughneck, and this Derrick Ant was just so rough on me, man. He was always like rubbing like shitty brush behind my head while I was trying to fucking do stuff, or like he'd always like take his time out of his day to fucking make my life harder. And like this going on for months, right? But what I did was I sucked it up and I fought for what I wanted, right? And then when they finally and this is what happens is they finally say the boys who are in charge are like, get him. If you want to get him right now.
Yeah.
And you look at him and you're like, are you fucking serious? Like, can I?
Like this is the time. I can just.
I can
do this?
really fucking get him right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's gone too far. We approve of it. And then once they approve of it, man, and he's not ready because he's been bugging you forever, right?
Yeah,
like,
he
he's been
doesn't
bugging you
think.
forever. Like,
Yeah.
like he thinks he can just bully you for the rest of his fucking life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But once the moment it comes where the other guy,
When the
they
guys
fucking tell you,
Yeah.
like they're like, get him, dude. That person is so not ready for you to fucking step the fuck up
Well,
and
because I'm
destroy
sure you
them.
come with like pure insanity energy.
Oh,
Well, he
what
got the
happens
time.
is
Like he's
what
been putting
happens
it off.
is like when you get green lit on them, it's like what happens is you're in the truck, right? You're in the truck. It's always in the truck.
Yeah.
It's in the truck. There's 5 of you in the truck, right? And every day to work and every day home from work, you're in the truck with these guys. And when they finally give you the green light to fuck this dude up, they look at you and you have the power to stop the truck. And you say, stop the fucking truck right now. They stop the truck, and Buddy's like, what are we stopping the truck for? Right?
Yeah.
Because he thinks he's been getting away with this forever. Right?
Yeah.
And then they stop the truck.
Yeah.
And then
he's
if
like,
he doesn't
"This
want,
shit-
and then
yeah.
you get out of the truck on the other side, like you get out of the left side of the truck, he's on the right side of the truck, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you get out. You're like, get the fuck out of the truck right now. We're solving this today, right?
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get out of the truck, the boys are like,
It's bad for
get the
him.
fuck out of the
Yeah,
truck.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
you're in a fight with this guy.
You started
right
this.
now.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
like-
you wanted this.
Yeah,
like,
you've created this
Yeah.
for months, and if you don't think you can back it up, then you're the bitch now,
Yeah.
right? So get the fuck out of the truck and fight this dude right now. And I'm already out of the truck. Like I'm fucking ready to fight.
Yeah. Been ready
now
for
he's-
months.
Now he's caught off guard,
Yeah.
right? Which is the scary part for the fucking antagonist. The antagonist is always shocked
They
when
just don't know.
things go wrong for them because they're the antagonists. They
It's all-
always win. They've
Yeah.
won for like 3 months straight, right? Or
Yeah.
2 months or however long it's been. They've been winning. Guess what just happened? The whole rig crew is now on this fight.
Yeah. They want
So
to
now you got to get out of the truck, dude. And I'm already outside waiting.
Yeah.
You best be ready to get ready to throw and get
a
ready
very,
fast.
Yeah, well, it's a very. I'm just surprised that they almost don't even know that's gonna happen because like I'm saying yep because I'm not even in like with the drillers and riggers, and these kind of like ideas up there as far as like fighting for your place and fighting for respect are still very much kind of.
Well, those are almost ancient now. Like they don't exist anymore. But whenever I was there, that's what it was. Whenever I was like 19, 20, 21, 22, like that's what it was.
Yeah.
And there's no bars held back,
No.
right? Like I as soon as he cracked the door open and put his legs out of the door, I smashed his legs with the door and then pulled him out and fucking just started like I used my double arms together as like a fucking like a double fist, like a mace.
Yeah.
And I
Oh.
just started just beating his fucking the one side of his head apart.
Bet he was enjoying
And
that.
it wasn't cool, and they had to come out and fucking stop me from beating him to death. But that's how I honestly felt like beating him to death. Like I thought that's what was gonna happen. Like I was gonna kill this person.
They were gonna have to stop you.
They did have to stop me,
Yeah.
and I think that was a good lesson to learn.
I mean, I didn't. I'm happy I was smart enough. I didn't have to learn any fucking retarded lessons like that when I was
Oh, you're a
out there.
surveyor.
Yeah.
Man, never worked in a service rig or a drilling rig, man.
No. I had to work with them a lot of times. I liked
Yeah.
working like the people I hated surveyors. They're fucking really soft. But I like the cutters, the guys that were like line cutters.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm getting a phone call from my fucking my main kitchen staff.
All right, I'll be here.
In 1 sec, stand by.
Yep. Let's pause this right here, right now.